Well, good evening, Gopher fans, and welcome to an episode of Sky U Pod. Today, it's kind of a new series in Sky U Pod here. We're calling it Sky U Pod Happy Hour, where we just kind of talk Gopher football, college football, life, etc. So grab your snacks, make a drink, chat with us, and yeah, we'll just see where the conversation goes. Max, Curdy, how we doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Just some more of the insight of why we brought this up. One of the reasons I want us to hop back on one, it's you know preseason hype is at an all-time high. We got opener tomorrow night. I'll be there. If you see me, say hi. Um, and I realized I kind of rushed us through one of the more important parts of our usual preview episodes, and we didn't give like our keys to the game. And so I know this is going to be more of a loose structured show and whatnot, but I just figured that's something that after Max tells us how he's doing, that we can kind of just get into, and hopefully others of you will chime in. Yeah, this isn't going to be like an upload. Like this is for YouTube, I guess. We're just hanging out. Like all the big streamers just have streams and hang out. We're those guys now. So feel free to climb into our gopher hole and hang out. That sounds so weird. I'm not going to say that again.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I'm doing good. No, I'm excited for tomorrow. I was telling Spence before we jumped on here, like it feels crazy. It feels like just yesterday that this game was a month away, and it was like, holy crap, college football's a month away. Like that felt like time had flown by. And now we're here. State fair is in full swing. Kids are going back to school. Like college football, we already had week 0 happen. So yeah, it's crazy how fast it goes, but it's exciting for tomorrow.
So on week 0, Spencer, your lock of the week was Stanford +3, right?
Stanford plus 2.5. I don't remember
Oh,
what it
okay.
was
Yeah.
No, I
when
think I
I
think you're right. The line
had it.
moved to 3 late, and I didn't remember which one we
Uh,
got.
I don't
So I was
remember,
hoping
but
it could at least be like a push or something. But
well, you know what was terrible? Stanford was knocking on the door to kind of put it away, essentially. I think they were up by 3, if I remember.
oh yeah, they
They
blew it.
they fumbled, and then Hawaii just went down and scored, and then they scored as time was expiring. So. I
Yeah.
think this is like I don't know if I've ever gotten a week 1 prediction right since our podcast started doing the famous Guy U Pod parlay of the week. Um, so yeah, if you bet against me, if you have bet against me these past few years, you are a moneymaker. So
Yeah, that's one of the few games I was able to catch. And I was at a wedding last weekend, and we ended the night going bar to bar, and I did get to catch the end of that game. Everyone was kind of drinking. I was sober cabbing, so I was just watching the TV, and I watched Stanford blow that. But you know what? They can't all be winners. I think last year I think we hit more total overall, did we not, than the previous year? I think we did.
yeah, we've
Uh,
improved, I think.
Yeah.
but yeah,
Last year was weird. I feel like if you took all the individual games, and you brought this up right as I pulled up the file. So last year, if we're just going individual games for our locks, we went 23 and 19, but the
we
parlay
didn't
would
pair
have
them
hit
up.
4 times. So
Okay.
we hit 4 times, but outside of that, it was pretty scattered. Whereas the
Yeah.
previous year, we went 29 and 19, it's like a better percentage, but we hit, I think, maybe twice, maybe 3 times.
So we're
It was
we're doubling our
weirdness.
production, is what you're saying,
Yeah, we're
as
moving in the
far
right
as the
direction.
parlay. I
Yeah.
like Nick's comment here. After a few drinks with the boys, you'll be predicting 12-0. Excited the season. Jeez, that's my first one, I promise. And all the upcoming shows with you guys. Appreciate it, Nick. Thanks for being here. Um,
Do you guys
yeah,
remember what you
that's
predicted
that's a fact.
our records be?
I
You had
think
You
eight
said
and
seven
four.
four.
and five.
No, you guys have 9-3. We're
Oh, we have
flip
nine and
flop.
three. I thought I was eight
I'm
and four.
almost
I
no.
thought
Oh
it was
boy.
I'm.
7 and 5.
I swear. You
Nine
don't want.
and
You don't
three.
rewatch our shows. I swear I have 8-4. Last year I had 8-4 as well, and you guys went 7-5 and nailed it. This year I think you guys both ended up a game ahead of me. I thought.
No.
Let's see. Well,
Are
I
you
know I've got
sure?
Really?
us losing. I know I have us
So
losing
go
to
through the schedule
Iowa,
then. What do you
Ohio
got?
State, and Oregon. I'm trying to think of who.
Did you give us a loss to Rutgers, Nebraska, or Michigan State, or Wisconsin? I know you don't have us
I
losing to
said,
Cal.
No,
I said,
yeah,
oh,
I said 9 and 3.
I'm
oh,
almost positive you guys went together again at 9-3.
maybe I did.
I have eight and
I don't know.
four.
Nick's not far off here. We're gonna start moving up
You guys don't even
after
remember that was like a
tomorrow.
month ago.
I don't know why. I
Yeah,
just had it in my head. I was like, 8 sounds right. That's
Well,
funny.
as far as the season goes, and let's kind of start with, doesn't have to be necessarily key to the game, but like something I'm primarily looking for. I've listened to a few uh, like pods that cover like the whole conference or nationwide and talk about the game. Like I listened to Eyes on Big Ten podcast the other day, and like they brought up, which I think a lot of people are still interested in, right? Is Drake Lindsey, Coy Parrish on offense, like things to kind of look for that way. For me, more than anything, I want to see the offensive line, because if you go back, I was thinking about this today. When you go back to last season, like the rushing numbers ended up looking okay in those games outside of North Carolina. I should say the games with Darius Taylor ended up looking okay, but in those he usually had to break off like a huge run to get himself like that 4 or 5 yard per carry average. And so I'm not saying I don't want to see those large carries, but for me, if our offensive line, even early in the year, is just getting us like a 4 or 5 yard carry, like even if it's just like a bunch of 4 yard carries this game, to me, we're already ahead of where we were at last year as far as offensive line cohesion and being able to push people around. I know it's Buffalo and not necessarily maybe even the same front as North Carolina or obviously the Big Ten teams we're going to see later on this year, but that's what I'm most anxious, excited to see. Is I want to see the offensive line just get out and get as many reps. And it's funny because I love Ryan Burns. Well, that's a bit strong. I enjoy Ryan Burns' content a lot. Yeah, 2 more of these, I'll be loving everybody. Anyway, he also brought up like he wants to get Drake Lindsey in meaningful pass reps. I was going to get you guys' thoughts on that. Like, as weird as it is to say, I know he's a redshirt freshman. Obviously, I want to see him play meaningful snaps, but like he brought up like potentially 30 pass attempts this game for Drake. And if we have to, like, so be it. I'm not against it. I'd rather see this offensive line just get as many reps at trying to move people against like a pretty disruptive MAC defensive
Right.
front. Like they forced a lot of negative plays last year. So to me, I want that old line just to get as many reps as possible. Like, I don't know, like maybe it's just there's more concerns or I just have that much confidence in Lindsey. I just want to see the offensive line just move people.
Right. When you kind of don't want to see in his very first game, you don't want it to be like, okay, Lindsey's got to take over immediately and like be a huge
Right.
playmaker. And obviously, you hope he can do that, but you don't want it to have to be game one. Like, you hope we can kind of just control the game. And like you said, if the offensive line looks any better than they did last year, then they should be able to be pretty successful in the trenches against this Buffalo team. Who, as we talked about last week, like they do have some dudes on the defense, especially in the front seven. But you'd hope we have more and are a little more powerful than what they've got.
Right.
And then you're handing
Yeah.
Darius Taylor the football, so he doesn't
Yeah.
need much.
That's the part I was gonna bring up. Is like, yeah, I want to see us pound the rock. PJ, that doesn't mean 50 carries to Darius Taylor in the opening
Right.
game. He's finally
Yeah,
for a season opener. Let's use those backs we brought in and get
Right.
the redshirt freshman some carries.
Yeah.
yeah,
I do want to see the establishing the runs, like dominating the trenches and be able to kind of run all over them. I do want to see what Lindsey can do. Um, I was telling Max before we started the show, on defense, Buffalo is returning 9 defensive starters, but last year they ranked 85th in yards per completion and surrendered 25 passing touchdowns last year. And we've been talking about it, Kurt. We're not so sure about it, but like with this wide receiving room, all these names from like, Javon Tracy, Logan Loya, Malachi, etc., all the vets that have been here. I'd like to see us get them involved just
Yeah.
to kind of solidify, and I'm not saying we have to open the playbook and just air raid on Buffalo. I do want to see probably more, I'd like to see maybe a 60-40 sort of spread between running and throwing. That's not going to happen. Probably going to be like 80-20, but
I
yeah,
don't know. It'll be interesting.
yeah.
I think it'll be 80-20 if our offensive line is dominating, but I don't think they will dominate that much. I think it's going to be closer to 50-50 than you might think just because of the style of the game. But no, yeah, I mean, my second point I had tonight was that I think we're going to come away talking more about the tight end group than the receiver group for this first game because I think it's going to be a lot of tight ends on the field. I think that's been a part maybe overlooked by fans. Like Ryan Burns has mentioned it multiple times. Like multiple tight end sets were practiced a lot through the spring. Frank Bierman, redshirt senior, he switched his number to like 39 or something this year because he's going to be more of like a fullback, and his favorite player is Janikowski or whatever, or whatever the fullback in the 49ers is. That's his favorite player, but I think that's kind of like his expected role, not just tight end 3, but that fullback. So I think that tight ends are going to be a lot more involved than maybe people are expecting. And so, yeah, we're bringing up all these receiver names, but personally, I think it's going to be Tracy, Loyola, and then you're going to get rotated in from um, Lemecki, Coy, and Jalen Smith. I think those are going to be your primary 5 out there this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like this non-conference, I'm sure a lot of the guys will get in. Like I would love Malachi Coleman to have a package or 2 in here because he's so much different. He's probably the fastest receiver. He's also 6'5", so should be a red zone, a jump ball type guy. Um, I, it doesn't always work out that way for whatever reason. So I think there's definitely guys that could get in work, and Christian Driver's right there too, right? And Kristen Hawkins. I think with how much the Titans are going to be on the field, I think the first 5 I listed are going to be like the primary pass catchers this year, and we'll see what happens. I don't want to say like we're deep at receiver, but there's a lot of guys out there that they think are going to get snaps. So we'll see how it all shakes out.
Yeah. Just a comment here from Dave Valinsky. The offensive line has to be better at run blocking. Absolutely.
Yep,
I feel like
All
they took a
facets.
step back last year in terms of
100%.
the run. Uh, I felt like, remember, it kind of seemed like it took up to the UCLA game where we were like, what is this offensive line doing? And then from then on, I feel like they picked it up, but it certainly wasn't what we're used to from the big men up front. I think that they'll
Yeah,
definitely take a leap forward this year. They seem confident. It is a whole new line, kind of plugging, our pieces in different spots as well. So if they can build cohesion this game, to Kurt's point, I do think it's important for them to run the ball to build that cohesion to ensure that we're able to run the ball, especially once we get into Big Ten play. You know, typically the team that can run the ball effectively might have the reins of the game. So, uh, yeah, it's got to start up there.
But I almost wonder too if having multiple tight end sets more often is a little bit by design too, specifically for the reason of, does that help the offensive line out a little bit? I mean, they get a little extra support, maybe fewer one on
Right.
ones, but you are inviting more loaded boxes at the same time. So it's kind of
Yeah.
I guess, a little bit of a double edged sword. But that's complete speculation. I guess we'll kind of see how it plays
Well,
out.
I think it's definitely a little bit of a comfort thing when you're going to probably be starting a redshirt freshman at left tackle in Nathan Roy. So, um,
Right.
yeah, I think that's part of the plan. Just more max protection looks. Try and get the play action involved. The play action has to work though, right? If you're going to
Yeah,
load it up, like the play action better be working, or as like you said, you have two outside guys and they're just kind of running into four dudes covering them. So, um,
right.
Right.
yeah,
I
I,
do hope, like, I guess it seems like they are involving the tight end more, but historically, the Gophers have always had that stud tight end that is probably one of your best playmakers on the team. And we've
it's there
seen
this
some
year too.
athletes. Yeah, and we've seen athletes in this PJ Fleck era at the tight end position that never really kind of took that step like a Max Williams did in the past, or you know what
I'm
I mean.
telling you, we have Max Williams light on the roster, and he's going to show it. And his name is Jamison Gears. I'm all in on Gears. I think he's going to be a surprise playmaker this year. I do.
I think Gears is great. One problem that I have with Gears is it always seemed like the first drive of the game, it would be like a second down or third down and three, and not
Hey,
necessarily just him. We dropped the ball. Remember
hey,
how
we don't
many
have to beat
drops we
around the
had?
bush. He did. He led the team in drops. He had 4 drops last year, and they did seem big. I will say this though, they all seemed like. Oh boy, is that me getting static now? Um, they seemed like easy drops, right? So like easy catches to make, I should say.
Yeah,
I think that's something that he can clear up.
not contested,
Right,
passes.
right. Max, your mic is drunk. It's yelling at us.
I don't know what just happened. My Wi-Fi never disconnected, but my whole screen just froze.
It's all right.
Fair enough.
Um,
Um, go ahead.
yeah, I do feel confident in this in the offense though. I do feel like, and the reason I feel like we have seen this growth from PJ, I really do. I think, when we look at last year specifically, when we first saw it was that USC game, when it's fourth down on the goal line and you just go for it to steal that game away. I feel like that was unprecedented for PJ, right? Uh,
Yeah,
and and I'm not just saying like situational. I'm just saying in general, I feel like maybe if he carries that attitude into like saying, all right, let's try something new. Let's put wrinkles in for the tight ends here. Obviously, we know what's going on with Coy. Um, I I don't know if PJ would do this normally before that. It does seem a little renegade, and we'll see what will happen, I guess, tomorrow with Coy. Um, but also, new tight end packages, all this other cool stuff. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm excited to see the growth of PJ, the evolution of PJ Fleck this year. Um,
yeah.
and like
One
special teams, right? Like
dude.
that
Okay, I
that
was just
is
about to go there. This quote was so funny that he just had at their last open practice or whatever their last press conference it was. Because it's something that you should be able to say every year, but he doesn't. So it does get me as a Gopher fan excited. Is that this has the potential to be our best special teams year of my like since I've been here, and so it's like
that's not
every.
you don't have to do too much, coach.
I know. Every year that should be the goal, right? There's not like you're not like bringing in usually a ton of new personnel or anything, but yeah, man, I'm excited about the special teams now. I think Ryan Burns has wrote that last article on 24/7 Sports, and he said he's buying in. So we'll see. I just want good punts. Like mainly the punting is what I'm thinking of as far as being able to like actually flip a field and not just kick it 30 yards and hopefully to tackle them right away. I
Right.
think Coy is right, like we've seen, already improved the return game slightly. Definitely a lot of room there though. Um, but yeah, I think if we can just get a kicker that can be reliable from like 35 and in, And if the punter's flipping the field, then yeah, it might be because the defense has been pretty solid overall for PJ's tenure, like really 2 down
Yeah.
years. But if we can just give them help and make that team drive that much further, like that's why Iowa's defense is great. Don't get me wrong, but like that's why they've been so good. Is like half
Right.
the time the other offense is starting inside like their own 15-yard line. So um, it's
Right.
tough to go the full distance, and when you're playing, quality teams.
So
That's something I'm looking
if
forward to.
if you both had to choose what phase of special team was a lock, meaning you could rely on them, would it be, coverage, whether that's kick return, punt return,
Hmm.
or a kick or punting team or kicking team, or is it the return teams, right? Like what
Like,
phase do
we have to pick one side specifically, or like do you want me to get
right,
super specific, as in like kickoff coverage? Because we're like the king of touchbacks. We never
right.
try anything risky. We just boom it out of the back of the end zone. So like I guess they're the
Yeah.
best. But I think the actual coverage units themselves have been fine. Like as far as people running down to make the tackle, it's just the kicking, the ball placement that's not always there. So
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
want to
and last
see
last year the biggest struggle was our
superb
actual field goal
punting.
units. So
Right. I do want to see superb punting. I want to see, all right, if you're on, R40 or at the 50, you got to try and get it in like the 20. The 20 or the 10, ideally the 10, but that's hard with, the end zone there. Usually that's what professionals do, but it'd be awesome to just be guaranteed, actually, no matter where you are, to just get down in the 20. That would be phenomenal.
yeah,
Right.
it'd be
And what's
huge.
crazy enough is a lot of what helps that is your offense being efficient, getting past
Right,
midfield at least. Like that sounds like a such a consolation, like not really a successful drive, but it's like there is something to be said about teams that maybe don't have the best scoring offenses. Not saying this is what's going to happen to our team this year, but like the teams that are efficient in the middle of the field and can just consistently move the ball far enough so that they're never constantly getting pinned back. Because ultimately, when you pin them deep, obviously now you're less likely to get pinned yourself. And it feels like a lot of times in the past, we just get stuck in these games where we're moving the ball, but it feels like 50, 60 yards, and we're just barely getting across midfield because we're just constantly,
right.
we're pinning ourselves sometimes. So I don't know. Hopefully, the
Yeah,
offense can just be efficient in the middle, and the punting will kind of figure itself out. Like you said, Kurt, the coverage has been fine. Like
yeah,
it's just sometimes we're not covering the furthest punts, and
yeah.
it's tough.
It's easy to cover when they're only going 30 yards. It's just,
Right,
I think
right.
I could jog that out still. Um, yeah, we kind of moved off from, but back to the O line for a little bit. I'm curious to see like how it shakes out. I swear, I must have misread this. I swear, the guy who's going to start at right tackle. Let me pull up a depth chart here really quick. Dylan Ray out of Kentucky. I swear he primarily was an inside guy there, like a depth piece, but he's playing right tackle, which I could be just have that wrong. But if I'm not, here's what I think they want. I think they wanted the UCF guy, uh, Marcellus Marshall, to win that job, but they feel more comfortable with him inside. So then I'm guessing Dylan Ray's the better of the two. They bumped him out. What if Khalid Tafai is eventually by like 2/3 of the season your right tackle? So then you got your two young, kind of up and coming but promising tackles, Tafai and Roy, both as your left and right tackle. To me, that'd be great. But if not, like that's like a no pressure thing. I'm just wondering what the actual best five is going to play out to be. It sounds like there's like 6 or 7 guys that could play.
Right. I know. I'm curious to see how much we like shuffle the line these first couple of games. I kind of hope we don't. At least the very first game, I kind of hope we've got just a consistent group. I think week 2, Northwestern State, you can maybe play around a little more and figure it
That's our
out.
version of
But
the spring game this year. That is the spring game.
yeah, pretty much. And that's like, there's not a lot of teams you can't take seriously, but that'll be nice to just
Yeah.
get out there.
That second game, seriously, like you shouldn't see the starters in after the first quarter. I think that's how bad of a blowout the second week's going to be. But I'm not overlooking Buffalo. I'm locked in. I know what these Bulls can do. I don't want to get Khalil
That's
Macked.
have
Khalil
Yeah, I
Mack
feel like
almost
this
ruined Ohio
Buffalo
State.
team, right?
Yeah,
I know. I feel like this Buffalo team should be looked at the same as like a Purdue or
I
Oh
a
agree.
yeah,
Western Northwestern. Like they're a solid, don't mess around with them team.
Yeah, they're gonna be solid. Um, Another thing I was thinking about today, fellas, the explosive play. Are we gonna get some explosive plays this year?
I should have looked it up. Did we improve on that? I feel like it had to have been probably
I
because the Ethan led offense. Not blaming Ethan, but that was a struggle bus. Um,
Yeah, I feel like it was improved and not great at the same time. Like
right.
it's moving towards acceptable, I guess.
Yeah.
And is it defined as like a 15-yard gain, 20, 25? How is that defined?
I think it's
15.
15-yard plus runs and 20 plus yard passes. I think that's the
Okay.
actual definition. I might be off on it's something like that. I think it's like a 5 yard difference for a run and a pass, but um yeah. So my biggest complaint about the offense last year, I know a lot of people seemed overall excited with the passing game. I thought it didn't generate enough. It was a lot of relying on Max Brosmer, who obviously is a very good quarterback, made the Vikings 53-man roster. To me, it was too reliant on him to dink and dunk us down the field. And like the passing game really had nowhere to go. Like I know the O line had struggles. I didn't think they were awful, and we played like they were awful sometimes in how we drew up pass plays, in my opinion. So, uh, it just I don't know how to. This is such a. I understand. I'm acknowledging this is such a fan speak moment, but like it just didn't feel like we had a lot of great things to scheme guys open all the time. Like it was like, you know, all right, they're giving us the curl, hit it, which is fine to do. I'm just meant like there was nothing drawn up to like
Right.
outside of that little like Lemecki screenplay. I didn't feel like there was like one drawn up pass play where like wow, we got that guy wide open off this play. Like it was, a lot of tight contested catches and throws and whatnot. And part of that's receiver personnel for sure. I mean, the whole room's almost different again, so we'll see if that's better. Just,
Yeah.
it's definitely I mean, and to transition to that receiver room, if you look on paper, like if you could break down physical attributes on paper and compare the receiver rooms, yes, we lost Daniel Jackson, a bona fide Big Ten #1 receiver, but on paper, I would say easily this receiver room is more athletic, and I'm sure a lot of teams probably feel that way about their receiver room. But um, yeah, like Drake Lindsay having the bigger arm, uh, you would hope that maybe he's not as consistent in the intermediate stuff and all the reads like Brosmer was, but I think he has the capability to push it a little bit more consistently down the field and have some guys make some plays. So that's what I'm kind of banking on in my Gopher fandom as far as how it plays out this year.
Right. And there's way more options too, right? Like some guys might not pan out or might just whatever happens with the season, injuries or just, guys get hot and cold, but it just feels like the odds are a couple of them are going to work out, right? Like
Right.
it feels like the last couple of years, it's like we got two guys and we got two guys only, and they have to produce or this offense doesn't go anywhere through the air. But this year, like we talked about over and over, it's like it's going to be hard to get them all on the field at the same time, as we talked about how many multiple tight end sets we're going to get. But you hope in this first game too that we can see most of them at least on the field. So
What's most of them? Because there's a lot of them. Like if it's a close
I mean,
game, are we going to get to see? I don't know. I mean, I think they'll be rotated through. I think 6 guys will be. We'll say 7 with Coy will be heavily rotated through.
right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was Tracy, Brockington, Loya, and then if you can see Coleman, I'm assuming we're going to see Driver just because he had played last year.
So I
And
think you'll
then
see. I think you'll see Driver before you see Coleman. Personally,
sure. And
just
for much
the.
I've talked about Jalen Smith too. Like
Oh yeah, Jalen Smith will probably play
there's
more than
just
either of those two.
yeah.
I would think. I see the Ohio
We'll
podcast joined.
yeah, we'll show this coming here. 11-1. I can only guess that one loss is to Oregon.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, that is our Ohio State podcast with thecollegehuddle.com. And Eric is like the guy at the College Huddle. So give them a follow. They're good.
Yeah.
They're good dudes. Always jump on
Yeah.
their pod to preview the Gophers every year. Oh man. Yeah. That Ohio State game. I don't know if
Yeah,
Eric's
that's
still
a
here.
big one. I wonder they're
Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm not delusional enough to pick it as a W. I do think it's close late. That was my thing in our preseason. I think at the end of the third quarter, it's a 1-score game. That's my big. I know how sad, right, for the Gopher fans, but that's my big prediction. I think that for whatever reason that game's going to be tight for a minute. I don't know if we'll pull it off. Probably not, but
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, the in the shoe, that's tough. It seemed like in the Kills days, like we would play them close. I guess there was that one opening day game under PJ
under
when,
Fleck, yeah,
yeah, when
Mo,
Mo tore his Achilles. That was closer, but they just kept breaking off those huge
dude.
long
And that's the
runs or
thing.
pass
That was the
plays.
annoying thing. It's like the defense, like that was Stroud's worst game of his college career. He went on to be just an amazing quarterback, obviously. And that's when you need to pull those upsets if you're the Gophers on those teams like that. And our defense just wasn't there at all that day. And they went on to be a good defense. And I know it's Ohio State. And those receivers were absolutely redonkulous like they are every year. But it was just like that's kind of the game you needed, and you just needed to not get burned 17 times and couldn't do it. But it was a fantastic offense you're going up against, so tough to
Right.
argue.
We got a score prediction. I hope this is the case. Gophers winning 69-3. We take that.
Ernst Nako, am I pronouncing that right? Is that dirty?
I wasn't going to say it. Hey, we got Fat Boy Yogi in here.
Yogi. Okay,
Looking
hey,
forward to it.
perfect timing. One of the things I want to talk about is Jackson Howard. Just because one of the question marks, and I know they got to put this out because it's content, but like one of the question marks I feel like some writers have talked about, covers have talked about, is our rushed end position. And to me, like, I appreciate you, Eric. Thanks for jumping in here. For me, if one of our big question marks on at least the starters on the D line is like Jackson Howard, the former number one in-state recruit who's coming in from LSU and who we saw flashes from last year, I feel really good about Jackson Howard. Plus, he bulked up,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Well, we think he'll be really good against the run." Not sure about the pass rush. It's like we haven't had. Let's be honest, we haven't had a great pass rusher in a minute here, like one-on-one. Like so, to act like we're losing something. I know Danny Strigno was a great player. I think Howard's ceiling is even higher, though. I truly believe that, just the athleticism and whatnot. So, I'm excited to see Jackson Howard play.
Yeah. I mean, just for how much he produced as a young player, too. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's it's the easiest way, right, to just see into the future is what they look like as a young pup, basically. Even if they're
Right.
not super productive, but you can see kind of where they're trending and he was productive. So
Yeah, I thought he
very
was
promising.
noticeable every time he was out there in a good way. I'm not saying he was
Right.
perfect, right? Like I just think I think come mid-season we're gonna be like, yeah, we can see why this dude was the number one ranked recruit in Minnesota. Like I think he's gonna be just fine. Your first and second down guy out there. Like I'm not worried about that. Oh, Lord.
We got an
What
interesting one.
comment? Oh man,
Most
I thought
handsome
we
head
had a
coach in
drink here.
college football.
Brett Bielema.
There's that game, right? How many drinks,
Uh,
right? That you see people do on social media. It's usually not done nice, but Brett's like a solid 17er. Um, best looking. I can judge a guy's handsomeness. I think. I feel like there's an obvious one that I'm missing.
The one
It
that
used
comes
to
to
be.
mind is Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's probably for sure top. Yeah, that's probably Brian Kelly. No, I'm just kidding. um, yeah, Marcus Freeman. That's a good one. My mind actually went to the guy that used to be at Texas Tech and then went to the NFL. I can acknowledge his handsomeness.
Oh,
oh, Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
NFL now.
yeah. Marcus Freeman. I don't know who else. Like my mind's running through Big Ten guys. I don't.
Mike Loxley.
Yeah.
This is
Um,
gonna turn. This is gonna turn
this is getting weird.
hurtful.
This just show. Yeah. I don't know. I guess Marcus Freeman. Now that you said him, I can't even think of anyone that's really in the same conversation. Uh, there's got to be somebody else we're missing. I would say Coach O. You don't know what the hell that guy's saying, but he's built like a truck. Uh, remember Mike Leach? He truthfully believed he was a pirate. Dude, I miss Mike Leach so much.
Yeah,
Every
he was
year,
Yeah.
so.
what makes me feel good though is that like he's brought up so much still. Like I know he's not gonna go away from like, and his clips are on the internet. They're
Right.
infamous like that. It's so they're super famous, infamous. I just watched Three Amigos. No, no, no. That's just,
I
um,
do love the deep dive like stories that he has back when he was like a coordinator and stuff. Just the stuff that he would do and like pull out the things that would
well, the
seem
one with the play
crazy.
card against Oklahoma,
Yes.
whoever it was, that's an
Yes.
all timer.
Yeah, he had a equipment or he had someone drop a fake play sheet on the field so that because he was the OC at Oklahoma, right? At the
Yes, I
time.
believe so.
So like they intentionally had Texas pick it up and they thought they knew their offensive play calls and then they just ran the opposite. The just a classic whoopsie doo, which is great.
Yeah,
Which in the whole era of like the sign stealing and Connor Stallions, I mean that
he
like
was ahead.
yeah, exactly. He was zigging when everyone else was zagging. They weren't even thinking
Yeah.
about sign stealing. He was faking them out on the sign stealing already.
While we're on just unique coaches this year, and feel free if you guys have more Gopher points you want to bring up to steer it back. But I just want your thoughts on how you think the Bill Belichick era is going to start out down there for the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Uh,
Yeah, that's a great
They're the Monday
question.
night game.
yeah,
I love this opening weekend where there's games 5 nights in a row. But
Yeah, they got a game against TCU. Um, looking at their schedule, I don't see any really tough. I don't know the outlook of the ACC. When I look at the ACC, I think of Miami, I think of Clemson, I do think of UNC, but they only on their schedule no Miami, no Notre Dame. I know Notre Dame's not ACC, but they
they
seem
have
to
that
have that
arrangement
relationship,
where they I think they have to play 5 ACC teams a year
right?
in part
S-
with like that whatever deal they have with them. But
Right. So outside of Clemson and TCU,
They have Florida State.
Maybe UCF. Coached under Scott Frost, by the way, now. Um,
Right.
I think that he should maybe at least go 8-4.
Here's the thing. Yeah, I think if he gets the money in there, like North Carolina is the one school. I feel like I think they do have a lot of resources, so I feel like they should be good.
Yeah,
I know they're a
Right.
basketball school. I mean, Michael Jordan went there. What are you gonna do? But still, like that's a team that, like, if they really got dedicated to it and got the right things in place, like I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do kind of what Clemson did over that stretch of time and build
right.
up and get there. We got some
Yeah.
good content. Bill Belichick's gonna have a lot of clean girlfriends. I mean, when you've climbed the mountaintop of the Super Bowl, what, 6 times, you get to enjoy the young ladies, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
He got the money. It is what it is. Belichick has his wife helping him recruit.
I don't think they're
Maybe
married
not a
yet.
bad strategy. Yeah, they're not married, but we get the point.
just
Yeah, but
don't
she's
get in
like,
trouble with the AD.
yeah.
Think the Gophers had
I mean,
that
she's like
issue a
24,
number of years
isn't she?
ago. Don't
Well,
know.
wasn't there more talk about like is she kind of like is she controlling him? Like, is there some I don't know what's going
I
on. There was that
agree.
one interview
I'm
over the
calling it
summer
Turnt for
where
short. I
she
agree, Turnt. He's living the dream. But I'm happily married. All right, let's not get the wrong idea here.
Yeah,
yeah. Back to your question, Spence. I do think North Carolina will be like better than what maybe was expected, but I think it might take some time. Like I don't
They have
know that week one they're
43
gonna
new
look
guys.
right. Like it's gonna take a
That's a
couple
lot.
weeks. But being coached by Bill Belichick, I mean, he's gonna use his talent to the best of their ability. He's probably gonna get creative, and what does he have to lose at this point? Like he's not afraid of getting fired, so
Yeah.
like
it's got nothing to
he
lose.
right. He's kind of a dangerous coach in a way. Like that's not a team you really want to play either because they're probably going to be tough to scheme against, and you don't know what they're going to do like week in week out. And I don't know if Bill has got who was his like intel guy at the Patriots. He would I don't even know what his official title was, but he was basically just in the booth during the games, and he would just know like certain plays that were going to happen, or he would just
Oh,
like know
really?
every situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like a
I mean, that's a very Belichick thing to do. But
right.
Hmm.
I
he's
can't
like a
remember his
Connor
name.
Stallions, but not cheating.
Yeah, like he's just like he's just kind of like a football genie. I don't even know I don't even know if he had like an official title. Like he wasn't a coach or anything. It's driving me crazy. I can't think of his name right now, but like every Patriot player that's left there has had some story about him coming up to them in practice, and he would tell them like, "Hey, during the game at this, at this situation, like this is going to happen, so be ready for this." And then that exact situation would happen, and it would always work out like every time because this guy just could see the game differently. So if he's got that
Yeah.
guy,
Watch
I don't
out.
know.
Yeah, one play could swing the game in college football for sure. I was gonna say something off of what you said. Oh yeah, is how many camera cuts are we gonna get to his girlfriend in the stadium? Like, is it gonna rival the Taylor
Right?
Swift camera cutting to? And there's, I don't remember her name, Jordan something.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
wonder
hope
if they'll
it's different because
strategically
it's
hide it.
college, you know? I feel
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know though. I probably because it will garner more attention too. And I wouldn't be surprised if she's going to do something to garner that attention, right? Like to just I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know her intentions. It's obviously true love between the two, but
Right, right.
but um yeah. Yeah, this conversation did turn into something I wasn't expecting.
This
Well,
Saints
Skypod
turn.
happy hour.
that's
Yeah.
right. One more Gopher centric note though. The other thing, I had 3 points I was kind of focused on, right? Like um, the O line getting consistent push. Uh, I forgot the second one already, but I brought it up. Oh yeah, the tight ends being more involved, like a bigger talking point than the receivers. I want to see who gets rotated in at interior D line now too, because you know I was super pumped when they got that Purdue transfer. Uh, Sounds like he might not even play this year because of like he injured his back and now it's like affecting how he walks right now or something like that. I don't remember the exact
Oh,
injury he was
it's
dealing
not
with,
good.
but I guess he's like it's way more. It's like he's I don't want to say he's behind, but like it's a worse injury than they initially thought or whatever, and so like he might not even play this year, and so um, to me that opens a lot of question marks because that was a legitimate run stopping D tackle that you had in your mix there, and so I'm
Right.
curious to see does Anthony Smith get bumped in more. Um, what I hope, especially in this early conference, let turn the young guys loose. We had so many D tackles on scholarship last year that didn't even see the field, even though our starters were gassed. Like I want to see these young guys play. Like go out, let them. I don't want to say make mistakes, but like just let them go at it and see what happens, rather than like a 60% rested, Devin Eastern who just played the first 40 snaps of the game. Like, let's get these guys some breathers in here so they can be more effective in critical situations. So I'm excited to see at least the first two backup interior linemen that get rotated in.
Yeah, definitely. Got another comment from Dave. Wisconsin's going back to their 80s retro uniforms. The record this year will match their record from back in the 80s,
I
too.
saw that. Let me see if I can pull that up, Max, and share it with you. But uh, I liked it actually for them. I think Wisconsin's got pretty terrible uniforms in general. Like red and white is tough to make look good, and I'm not just saying that as a hater. Um,
I
I think
agree.
that it's just
You
kind of a
know,
boring combo.
um, along the lines of Wisconsin, I gotta tell you, fellas, besides these out of conference games, and yeah, I have literally no worry about Wisconsin. I think they're my guaranteed lock. I'm not just saying that like because they were saying the same thing about Minnesota in their press conferences. But are either of you worried about this game? Like, obviously, it is a rivalry game. You can't take them, overlook them, whatever. But I just don't feel worried about this Wisconsin team.
Wisconsin's actual football website's so terrible; it's just loading over and over and over again for me. Anyway, it's got like the whatever. If you look it up, it's unique. It's better than what they had though. I think it's got like the Wisconsin banner across of it, if I remember correctly, like the W. So it's not just like a big ugly W on it. Um, yeah, I feel good about Wisconsin. Like I know they're excited about Billy Edwards, the quarterback they brought in. I just don't think they have the weapons that they think they do. And here's where they can be saved. I will say, like, if their old line still has enough of the DNA of the old regime where they can just get back to kind of power running it, like, because that's what they brought in. Um, that's what they brought in their offensive coordinator. There it is. Thank you, Max. Yeah, and I think the shoulders have like a little. Oh, that is the shoulder. I think. Yeah, it's better than what their current uniforms are, in my opinion. Um, Anyway, what I was trying to say is I think their offensive line and the DNA that they used to have, trying to mix with now the new offensive coordinator, like if their O line still has enough of that old DNA in them, then it could save them if they can go back to have a decent ground game. But I just don't think the receivers ever got to where they thought they were. And again, I've heard Wisconsin hyping up their receivers again this year. It's like I just don't care. You're not going to scare
Yeah.
me. Like I have not seen it. It has not happened. Sorry. Nick's got a couple comments here too.
Yeah.
You're just What record does Wisconsin need to have for Fickle to save his job, or is he sticking around because of his buyout? Yeah,
In his
I think.
defense, it is a tough schedule.
Yeah,
Not, I guess that doesn't really defend him. I can't see him winning more than 5 games, frankly. I gotta be honest. I don't think they're making a bowl game this year.
I would agree. Well, okay, I don't think he'll get fired because, like you said, I think that buyout is just a little bit too high. I think he's going to at least start the next year, no matter what, and then he might get Paul Christ. Um, but we'll see. Like, I think, to be honest, if he goes 6-6 or anything above, I think they look thrilled with him in that schedule. And to be honest, I think they should be. Like, I think that's how hard of a schedule it is, and a new offensive coordinator, and they keep bringing in transfer of the year quarterback. I just don't think that's a way of success forward for them. And so I think they got to. I think he's got to go 6-6 to not have the pressure on him. I think 4 to 5 wins is a real possibility for that club, just depending on how things go. And if that's the case, I think the C is just red hot all off season and as soon as the year starts. Maybe if he
Yeah.
goes like if he wins 2 games, they'll fire him. No, regardless of the buyout. But I think they'll get at least 4 probably.
Yeah, 4 seems like the baseline. Like that's got to be for sure their first 2 non-conference games, and then you get Maryland and Washington. You get Illinois at home too, but Illinois is obviously really tough. So
That game's gonna be so good with Brett
Yeah.
Bielema coming back home. He's gonna wanna.
yeah,
I don't. I think.
he's
Wait.
gonna.
I know they already played and he stomped them. I don't remember if that was at Camp Randall or at Illinois. So if that's his first time back to Camp Randall, that's must see Big Ten TV right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Old Brett coming back to his stomping grounds where kind of both thought they could do better without each other, and it didn't really work out for either one, to be honest. But
Right.
yeah,
there's a real
that's
chance they have a better team this year, but a worse record. I agree. Don't get me
absolutely.
wrong. Like we're both saying we feel good about the Wisconsin game. I don't like it's going to be a dogfight. I'm not.
Right.
It shouldn't be a blowout. Don't get me wrong. We might not even be favored. Like I think they're a good team overall. I just that schedule's tough, and
Yeah,
you know, I like
do
to think
you?
we're going
They're
to beat them.
they're getting the top 7, maybe like depending on how highly you think of USC. I mean, they're getting the best half of the Big Ten
Right.
all in a row, and Alabama and at Bama mixed it. Like it's it's a
Yeah.
Actually,
it's a
2 people
tough.
The
haven't
gauntlet.
did all this year that are SEC people. So
Yeah. I do think that the Minnesota game is probably a must win if you are a Wisconsin fan or maybe
well,
their
like
athletic
who
department.
brought
I
up
feel like,
Iowa earlier too in the comments? Was it Dave?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think those are the two. Like, even if your record's not going to be where you want it, Iowa and like you said, should Minnesota. Like those are going to be must gets.
and they get Iowa at home at least.
Yeah, they need that game. And I'm not saying it's not winnable. I just would favor Iowa with how it's been going. So it yeah. Yeah. Silly Badgers. Iowa is a team that I think is again, I don't know what they got on the outside as far as weapons go. And this sounds silly because they always replace them, but the tight ends look like they might be a slight step down from where they can be usually there at Iowa. But that O line looks really, really freaking good. So I'm expecting Iowa to be, as always, an extremely tough matchup this year, especially when we're so thin in the middle of the D line. Like that's just the worst
Right.
thing to have against Iowa.
Right.
Yeah.
But haven't lost in Kinnick in a long time, so we'll see what happens.
I like that attitude.
You
Gosh,
always have a shot in Kinnick.
yeah, I'd love to win that game.
Oh, I would too. I was honestly like, I think the Wisconsin game's always going to mean more, and maybe it's just because I got family that are Badgers, but like Iowa is like seriously, like I like PJ. We got to start cranking out a few more pig wins here because that's getting old fast. And I
Oh
know
yeah,
credit to Ferentz. Ferentz is a little bit of a crybaby d bag when he loses, but he's a great coach, phenomenal guy. Um, and so it's easier said than done. But like, there's so many games there. How many like before leading up to that win we finally got like the last 3, 4 games were toss ups that like you got to get half of those now going forward, in my opinion. Last year we
yeah,
were just out coached. Like that wasn't close in the second half.
right.
So, like in these tight ones that it's usually been, you got to start winning those more often because that's your second most important game. So
Too many. Yeah, I mean, I think of
the Mo game,
back
I
in
still feel bad for Mo,
yeah,
where he ran for what felt like 500 yards. We were all in
oh,
New Orleans.
yeah, that was terrible. Um,
Uh, Dave, what's the rule on THC drinks? Can they be sold at the stadium? I have no idea.
I
So
don't know.
there, I do know this just through my work that there's two different categories of them at least as far as like basically the strength of them, and so like there's like low potency ones. Maybe those will become a thing. I have no idea. I don't know what goes into that as far as like the liquor insurance thing, like as a private like the U being a like seller of alcohol. I have no idea what that does to like their liquor liability insurance for that, right? Like I don't know. So that's a great question for
Great.
the U. I don't know. I've never been a THC drink guy. I've never tried it. I'm boring. I like my duck beer and my hams and my. I'll get fancy and go grain belt. Um,
Ooh,
I love Grain Belt.
Yeah.
Grain Belt Premium
I
is
do too.
fantastic, by the way.
They sell
Um,
that at the stadium.
do they?
Uh,
I think they do.
well, I'm pretty sure they do, unless they've canceled. I didn't go to a
Duck
game
Duck
last
beer off
year.
the shelves? I don't think so. But it has been a minute since I've been to the liquor store. It's like ever since having a kid, I don't drink as much, which is why tonight's really nice. No, I think it's still. I gotta imagine. I feel like people tweet pictures with it all the time, Nick. So I think it is. Maybe your liquor store wasn't selling enough that you go to, and so they discontinued picking it up potentially. But I know like the Cub by me still has it and the MGM. So
Yeah, no Total Wine always had it.
yeah, it's there, and that's the one I try and get at the stadium, just because like if I'm going to spend money at the stadium on an overpriced beer, I want to go back to the players as much as possible. So um, yeah, Minnesota Golden's my beer. Good choice, Dave. I probably drink it all. There you go, Nick. You're doing your part.
Yeah,
For
providing
real
for
though,
the
like
athletes, Nick. There you
they
go.
they should they should keep pumping out stuff like that. Like, did they finally release a coffee? I think they did because not everyone drinks
I thought
alcohol.
so.
Like, and I never tried it, but I should. I I was happy with the beer, but I like because kind of the point like not everyone can just give money to a Dinkytown athletes membership, right? Like that you're already asking fans to get season tickets, pay for the parking every time, go to the game. They usually get some snacks and whatnot. Like I get it, like not wanting to or not being able to. Either one, I think you have the right to not be like I'm done. Like I go, I pay for the
Right.
tickets. My viewership is why you guys are as big as you are. I totally get that sentiment. Um, but like products like that, where it's something I'm going to buy either way, and I can just buy one kind of equal to it and have some of the kickback go to them. Like I think that's where Minnesota can keep thriving, and I think the beer does do well for them. So I hope they kind of keep thinking of stuff like that. I don't know what the next step is, but like a beer, a coffee, I don't know, garbage bag, something, just something that keeps kicking them money, like everyday items that they need. I would do it. I mean, it's working on me, so
Yeah. They should have if you beat Iowa, they should have some bacon product.
I'd
Right.
love it. I like that question from Nick. Like,
Game
cool
day
answers from Iowa.
traditions.
Is there any cool game day tradition you wish they had? Like entrance, a chant, something my Gopher group chat talks about all the time. So I will say this: like when they first, do they still do this? I don't know if they do. I'm only at a couple games this year or every year now, but like when the bank first opened, they really for a long time tried to get the sky, you,
Yeah, they still do
ma
that, I
chant.
think.
Do they?
I
Yeah.
didn't go last year, but the prior year they did.
Okay.
Um,
So I guess that's
that's
the
just
one way
not
of
a
been.
big.
That's
Yeah,
what it's tough, like because the
yeah.
bank relatively is new, right? So you're going back to 2010, which I guess is already 15 years. That's how old we are. I mean, we're older than 15, but I mean, that's how fastly we're aging, I should say, is that the bank is already 15 years old. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess, like, I love the Gopher games how they are, but like, I can't think of something that I just wish was instantaneously implemented and this is a tradition. You know, like, I can't think of one. Like, they come so naturally. Like, the best, in my opinion, I think the best two come out of the ACC, and that's Virginia Tech coming in to enter the Sandman. And I think it's cool the Clemson touching the rock and then running down the hill. Like, I think those are the top two entrance traditions in college football. Um, Michigan's isn't bad, jumping up, touching the tarp, but um, yeah, I don't know. Is there anything that jumps up to you that you want to see the Gophers do? For me, it's tough to just like make one up out of thin air. Like,
Right.
It's hard to make it up. It would have to be something that, frankly, Gopher football isn't really threaded throughout Minnesota, I guess, culture. I mean, you look at Wisconsin
we're
and
here to change that.
yeah, that's right, Kurt. Yeah.
Hit that like and
Everyone in
subscribe button.
Wisconsin is a Packer fan and a Badger fan. But here in
Yeah.
Minnesota, we don't really have like Gophers aren't really
Pretty
a big
metro
thing.
pro team centric. It
Exactly.
feels like.
So they'd have to thing that obviously meant something to go for football in the university, but also sort of got Minnesotans to, be drawn to it. And I don't know what that is. And if I knew the answer, I would try to
I think
implement
just
that.
keep the Sky Yuma thing. Like when you
Yeah,
get good, it'll feel cooler. Like you know what I mean? It's just so new to me still because
yeah,
I had me and my dad had season tickets back in the Metrodome days, and so like you want nothing to do with the Metrodome days, you know. So don't carry
yeah,
anything more from that is what I'm saying.
right.
And I think Nick, I think that's why you kind of feel that way. It's like we don't have anything iconic because we were at the Metrodome for so long, like, and that was off campus, and you kind of lose out on that. So
Right.
I think just keep it on campus. If the Sky Yuma thing doesn't stick, something will. I, I think the student section's already building up better than it's ever been. So
I agree.
the atmosphere is great there. Like it's a great stadium. I haven't been to many others. Actually, I've never seen another game. I've gotten to look at a few other stadiums just driving through towns, but I think the Gophers. Everyone seems to like it here. That even visitors come in and say. So I think the atmosphere is building up the right way. Just keep it going. Dave's got a great point. Dotting the I, Ohio State. That's pretty big. Um, yeah, I still think I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? I think Virginia Tech and Clemson would be my 1 and 2 without a doubt.
Yeah, they're definitely up there. I guess for me, like you said, I don't want to just create a tradition out of thin air just because it feels like we have to have one. I think just having that home atmosphere and having it be like a tough place to play, I think is more
Yeah,
important. Like when I think about
Right.
things like that, like I think about like a Texas A&M. Like I can't think of like a specific tradition that they have. I know they have like the yell people or whatever, but as far
yeah.
as like in game, like I don't know
The
what
male
their entrance
cheerleaders.
is. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know what their in-game chant is. Like I just know when you have to go and play in College Station, it's tough. Like that's I guess what I want
Yeah,
Minnesota to be known as is like it's a tough place to play.
for
Like
sure.
Kinnick. I know they have the tradition of the
Great,
wave, but
great
I
point.
think of just you go to Kinnick, it doesn't matter how good Iowa is that year. It's
They're throwing
always a
beer
tough
cans
game.
at you. Like, it's a tough
Right.
environment to play in.
Yeah.
They're
And I don't
booing
want to
you if
be
you
as
get hurt.
yeah, I don't think
Aggressive.
our fan base is as stupid as that.
Oh, shots fired. No, I agree.
but
And no, I feel bad because I feel like all the Iowa fans that I follow on Twitter are so nice, but in person, like, they're the rudest fans I've encountered. And
right.
Nebraska's the opposite. Nebraska fans on Twitter are almost
Yeah.
unbearable, and all of them in person have just been nothing but the nicest people, to me at least.
Right.
And
And
I'm
that's
sure
another
Iowa's
good
got great
example.
people too. So,
Right. That's
oh yeah,
another good
Nebraska.
example too. Nebraska, like, they don't have a thing. Their tradition is just their fans travel like crazy and they sell out every game. Like,
Yeah,
that's what I would
I
love
just
that.
thought of two
Like,
more
that's
great ones though. USC with the sword planting, and then Florida State with the spear plant. Those are both pretty great as well.
yeah.
The
I
ACC's got
think
some great entrances.
I think an iconic one, but one that's like not really great
You
because
bring up
it's
Notre
in
Dame.
yeah, it's in like this small hallway. I mean,
Yeah,
that's you know
that's
what I mean.
iconic.
That's an iconic one, play like a champ. But it's not like the stadium doesn't really get involved with that. It's like
Sure,
only for the football players.
right.
Yeah.
I would have to be something that involved, I think, you know, the stadium. But I agree, it shouldn't be manufactured. It just should come naturally. If there is some sort of tradition that comes up.
Yeah,
Right.
PJ, he brought in the row the boat. He like brought that in. It wasn't like sort of just
we literally bought that
made.
in. We paid for that
Right.
beforehand.
We brought that in. Like, but it hasn't really,
I mean, it's on the
we
stuff, like,
people
but
say it, but it's not like a
right,
huge rah rah chant at the stadium or throughout
right, right.
campus.
We're not scoring a touchdown
Yeah.
and being like, roll the ball. Yes.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I do like I mean I like Colorado running a real life buffalo on the field. That just
Yeah, I
feels
mean, you,
I like Texas's
yeah,
Bevo. Like I don't think bringing a
Oklahoma in the
gopher out
wagon.
there.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's, I mean, if fields are all entrances, yeah, that's all good stuff.
Yeah, like if we had a gopher on a leash, I don't think that's really gonna do much.
Well, they destroy the field, making all the holes in the ground. That's so you can't. I think the student does chant row before. Yeah, you're right. I think they do. And that's, whatever.
Yeah.
If he keeps
Get them
winning,
fired up.
I'll let it slide.
Yeah.
Right.
But
As
it's
far
not
as
like
like
my
the
favorite thing.
consistent thing, like don't they always play the same little like kind of guitar intro just to kind of like it's not like the main
Feels like
song,
it.
but they do that little like guitar riff as they're kind of like
Yeah,
coming out the tunnel, and everyone
yeah.
kind of
I
knows
was
what
gonna
that means.
mimic it, but I'm not gonna do that here. That's something that's gonna go on the internet. Not yet.
Right. I'll say too. I think our fight song, like just the rouser, is great. Like it's just a
It
I
classic.
was
is.
thinking about that.
Chanting Minnesota, like, that is great.
Yeah,
One of
and
my
our
ideas
band is
was to
awesome.
rank the Rousers or our team's fight songs. It's tough to remove my bias. I think we're easily top 5 in the Big Ten. Easily. I don't like. I was trying to think. Like,
Yeah,
there's certain teams like I can't even think of Iowa's. Like, I can't hear Iowa's in my head when I just think of Iowa's.
I don't know it.
that,
Yeah, like teams like Illinois. Couldn't tell you. That's what I'm saying. Like, obviously you have Michigan's, and if I pull out my Gopher fan, I'm like, I think Michigan maybe has the best one in college football. To be honest, it's great in my opinion. At least it's up there.
what to
But
just have all tubas
yeah,
for some reason.
Michigan. I know Michigan, Ohio State's, USC's. I, I would say Gophers. Gophers would be my next team for teams in the Big Ten. It really would, and I'm obviously biased, but Goldie needs to ride
Yeah,
them. I think he does, doesn't he? Most of
He
the time he
runs
does
like a
ride a motorcycle.
he's
Segway or
got that.
Yeah,
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, Segway.
we could beef it up a little bit. I hear you, Nick.
Yeah.
Maybe when we bring in some more money, when
Yeah.
the athletic department's not at Dave says Indiana has the worst. I couldn't tell you what
I
it
don't
was.
yeah.
even know it. You know what?
Here,
We'll make a segment. How about this? In the off season, we'll
well,
make a
somebody
segment.
we can share a screen. We should someone pull up YouTube and play these bad boys. I'm gonna be right back. You don't have to stop the convo just because I
Let's
go to
see.
refill, but I'll be back in just a second.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't know which
It's being
ones.
very slow.
I agree, though. Michigan's is pretty good. USC's is good. I'm trying to think of Oregon's.
I can't really think of theirs either.
Yeah, I can't. I just know that their duck does all those push-ups. Goldie does the same, but probably in the past, like, 15 years, he's done like a quarter of how many push-ups the Ducks has done because
Right.
they always score points and run up the score. But yeah, I agree. I think that our fight song is pretty good. Um,
Let's try this. And tell me if you can't hear it.
is this Indiana?
That's not bad, Dave.
Yeah, it's
All right. It kind of trails off.
there's not really much excitement.
Yeah. It does give that of like, this would be a great high school band.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then it's just kind of.
You think
There's
it's
something
over
about
and
it
you
getting
hope it is.
quiet.
And then
All
yeah,
right. You might be right, Dave. You might be right. Well, Nick thinks I was his worse.
yeah, I think Dave was right. It didn't
That was Indiana's you just played.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was
It
fine.
was.
Like it was I feel like all school fight songs are, fine, but they're
That
not
feels like
like they don't
something
just
I'm
get you
about
like
to like show up to the stadium for. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like
no.
the
Yeah.
motivating thing when your team's just scored. You know?
Right.
Cracked windshield?
Oh, we got free
Get it
ad.
fixed now and pay later at safelight.com.
All of our thousands of viewers just got promoted.
Yeah.
See,
We should
like,
be charging for this.
mhm.
This is the worst.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, I've never even heard this.
This is ass. I don't use that term lightly. This is cheeks. This is okay. Yeah, this is brutal.
They don't even have like real words. Like, doesn't the Minnesota song has like full on lyrics?
Yeah.
This is just fight, fight, fight.
This is terrible.
this
Shut this off.
This-
We don't need
this
to give
makes a
this
lot of
another
sense.
view. This is. I know why they're drunk all game because they don't have good band music to listen to, and they gotta pump in that noise into the stadium. That's brutal.
Yeah.
this is a real fight song.
This is beautiful. Like this is
Yeah.
something that you can play as they score a touchdown and you get pumped up.
Right.
Like this moves the soul.
Immediate energy.
Yes. Like you can picture this being played enthusiastically and pumped through the stadium.
Right.
Those other ones were soul crushing. Those were
Like Indiana sounded like it had
What
some
you play
promise.
when you lose a game.
Right.
Just like good sport.
Iowa sounds like the song realization that they live in Iowa. It's like that's what it was made for. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rouser is amazing. I might be moving it up after this
And
drink.
this chant,
Further.
like in the stadium, is so much better too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raw.
that's good. USC's is a classic.
Yeah, it is. I won't even say it's like as like catchy, or not catchy, but it sounds like an actual like Trojan army. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's so
right.
fitting. It's a great fit for them. Florida, Oklahoma, and Iowa State. I definitely can't think of Iowa State's off the top of my head.
I don't know any of them.
Yeah, USC's is great too.
Yeah,
It's so
it does
fun.
sound like a real like battle song.
Yeah. All right, we'll play a couple. Give us Florida, and I want to hear Iowa State's too, because I don't remember those two. I agree on Oklahoma. Yeah,
Seems just like like an old school.
you can hear. To me, that's easy
Yeah.
to hear. While like if that was my team and that played when we just scored,
Right.
I'd get pumped
Right.
up. But that's
Just
a
like
good fight.
high energy.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm getting flashbacks of like Tim Tebow, Percy Harvin listening to that. I feel like I was probably heard all the time in my childhood.
this one.
It's
I never
along the
would've-
same line. It's fine, yeah. It's along the same lines, I think, as
Oh yeah,
Florida.
the military, the
Yeah.
academy schools are great. They're iconic. Yeah, Iowa State's not bad. Again, for
What was
me,
the
it's
other
all
one?
like you said. I said Oklahoma.
Yeah. What the hell is this?
Oh yeah, yeah, no, yeah.
Oh. I guess I never knew this was Oklahoma.
Really?
Alright. Like, I always
Yeah.
knew the song, but I never associated it. Like, I never knew what team it was.
Yeah. And then they got the part at the end that's like. I would say.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. No, Oklahoma's good. Yeah. For
One
me,
more.
Florida and Oklahoma are well above Iowa State, but Iowa State's not bad.
Well, we get a bonus. Kansas. Wasn't fast enough. This one is a top one for me.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even like Tennessee, but yeah, I mean, it's tough.
I just picture people going nuts to this song.
I
don't think Dave liked-
I
I don't think they liked whichever one sounded like it did.
Yeah. Must have been Iowa State.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Thank you,
can't
Nick.
forget about that. Yeah, Rock Top's great.
That is true. A&M is basically just, we hate Texas.
It's the whole existence of that school. They're like, hold on. If we're just playing all timers, I know they're a rival. I know we don't like them. Just play Michigan's because I think it's probably like, I think it's my number
Yeah,
one.
it's just-
if I
it's a
have to,
classic.
can't pick the Gophers.
I like that these are all just, like, available in, like, the same video. Like,
I didn't know there was all this pre stuff to it.
They're always like, yeah.
Is this? Do they have like a different bite song in Rouser?
They must.
Yeah, play Hail, like Victor's, whatever. The Victors is what it's called. Yeah, this. I think that's what they play when they score touchdowns.
And they have those pom poms,
Yeah,
and like stadium just looks crazy.
yeah. Yeah, I did love that, Dave. I'm happy Tennessee got mocked up. Notre Dame's a classic. Notre Dame is a classic. Notre Dame, as much as I don't really care for them, everything's about them is classic, right? The stadium's classic.
Right.
They still play on grass, don't they? Or they switch it out?
I think they switched.
I wish we had grass.
What is this?
Hey, we should go to grass.
There is something nice about
Brave of you
grass on
to
TV.
share all of your search history, Maxwell.
They're playing a dangerous game here.
Oh my gosh. Dave doesn't like Michigan. We won't pull that one up. But
we feel you, Dave. Yeah, but this is so Notre Dame too, where it's just kind of like, all right, yeah, this is nice. There's nothing exciting, but it's
give me Alabama's once here, and then we don't have to keep doing this game. But I have enjoyed this.
This is not what I expected we'd be doing, but this is kind of nice.
Now just picture you're a team that got to play Alabama in the BCS National Championship and get rolled by 40 in front of everybody, and you hear this about 1,000 times a night.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty good. This picture's like a song I'd hear like that they play in like their old Robin Hood Disney cartoon or something. I don't know. Like it's just so like cheerful, like kiddish. The Southerners are happy. Yeah. Well, get ready to hear it again. I will read it in case anyone's just listening. I was at the Alabama-Wisconsin game last year. I heard the song so many times. It was absolutely amazing.
Well,
you were actually at the game. That's great.
Calculator is the
That'd
only
be a fun game to go to.
that you
In fact, week 2 and the bye weeks, we should look at like what games are going on that year, because like future trips. Once we grow, again, share this pod, hit that like and subscribe. Once we have like thousands of followers on this thing, we'll do Sky U Pod road trips, and we'll pick like a bye week game to go to as neutral fans and just take it over. I suppose the better option would actually pick an actual Gopher road game and go and do that. But anyway, what I'm getting at is with these bigger schedules and more travel, you have more bye weeks, and in the future we can pick games to travel to that aren't always our own. Like a bucket list game for me is Ohio State, Michigan. I know we're always going to be playing Wisconsin that week, so that's going to be tough. But to see that game in person would be pretty legit. I think Bama, LSU would be cool. Florida, Georgia. USC, UCLA.
Right. Yeah. Red River.
Oh yeah. Actually, I would want to see A&M and Texas too. At A&M though, I'd rather go see it in A&M.
Yeah. No, that would be fun.
Keep this going. I gotta go check on my kid.
I was just looking at because I think our first bye week is week 4, I believe. I think we have off after Cal, if I'm not mistaken. If we're doing live reactions,
Yeah. Be nice to have a bye before Rutgers to ensure you don't lose that. Doing
right?
live reaction shows.
I
I
think we'll
think
try
so,
to.
yeah. Yeah.
It all kind
Um,
of depends. I know tomorrow night, like I think a lot of guys are going to the game. I don't know if you're going, Spencer. I know Kurt, you are tomorrow night, so it probably won't work out
If
after
you guys
tomorrow's game.
wanted to
But
jump on, I wouldn't be mad. I probably wouldn't be able to make it, but I think it's good because people are really excited after that first game. So I like to try. I liked that last year, trying to get on right away after the game. They seemed to do pretty well viewership wise. So we're gonna try, Nick. I'm really messing it up this year with my family, like like family trips, like with my parents and siblings and stuff down to Florida in October. So that really, I'm really throwing a wrench in our plans. But yeah, we'll try. We'll let it be known too. We'll try and make it so it's like a heads up thing and people aren't just checking last second to see. But we're gonna try and do live shows. The other thing about this opening game I was thinking about is just like I like to deep dive as much as anybody on our future Gopher opponents. Our second opponent, seriously, like I don't know if they won a game last year. I think they went 1-11 or 0-12. Like they
yeah, I don't
are,
think they won
and
at all.
and all of their best players transferred. So like I don't know how much we'll have to talk about for the preview episode. We'll try our best, but I mean that one will be like a pretty much another recap for the most part is what I'm guessing. But yeah,
the
I mean it's up to
demons.
you. Hey, Max has as much. Max and Spencer have as much access to this without me as whatever, so they can jump on if they want. About half an hour after the game, let me get to the car, says Dave. Well, the only problem with that is you're pushing it pretty late on the Thursday night. But maybe. I mean, we're trying. We'll see what works best. We want to do what's best for our audience, and we do appreciate you guys chiming in, not just here, but watching all of the shows and the lives. It's fun. It's fun interacting.
Yeah, I was just
Is
trying to see if
And
they
we
have
are
any.
aware of Max's mic constantly tickling our ears this whole stream. We'll get that fixed.
Is it back?
It's been back for like an hour.
Oh no.
I just didn't want to throw you off.
oh, Nick found us after the the Iowa game. A
That
lot of
Iowa
people
game,
found us after the Iowa game.
dude. That that was
I think
just that. The funny thing is too, that was just me for like the first 45, 50 minutes, and then it
I
should have
think
jumped on.
I think that one in the Michigan post game got a lot of. They did numbers, but they were not happy post games.
I think the
Yeah.
USC one actually got the most, or maybe the
Yeah,
preview. I don't remember. But yeah, we try and do the live reaction shows because I agree. Like, we'll just admit it. Like, we love talking ball, but we're not insiders, right? So we don't have the privilege of getting inside info. So that's not something we can really share with everyone. But I like being a fan podcast because we can just talk about it like fans. So like, I agree with Nick. Like the live reaction shows are some of the more fun because we're just letting it fly, and it's so
Yeah.
funny because we talk to our other pals here in the Big Ten huddle, college huddle. Sorry. Um, but talking with JR who runs the college huddle and whatnot, they're like, yeah, you guys are just so like mellow and like it's just really soothing listening to you guys talk. And it's so funny because if you watch the game with me and my TV, I am the person I'm yelling at this TV all the time. And the Gopher, I'm constantly yelling. Max went to college with me, can attest. Freshman year, he walked in, and I'm just yelling at my TV with the game on. Like That's the kind of fan I am. So I get super caught up in the moment, but that's kind of the fun part too. Um, I try and tone it in a little bit for the reaction shows, but no, I agree. It's the fun part about being a fan podcast is getting to do those live reactions and just letting it be when we win, celebrating with everyone, and when we lose, just a huge vent session immediately, and just go from there.
Right. You got to get it out. It's not good to hold that in because then you're gonna
Right.
just hang on to it into the next week.
I'll
You're
flip
gonna
the
have
page.
a poor outlook. You're gonna give up. You get it out. Say some things you maybe regret, and then wipe the slate clean.
And our software we used did add a new thing. We tried it once and nobody called in. But they did add a new thing to get call-in people. So like I would love to have you guys that are commenting, like if you ever want to, like chime in with your actual voice here. Leave a message for us to react to.
Yeah.
But yeah. I had to stop watching Gophers away games at the bars. I just swear too much. Yeah, so here's my thing. I actually I don't like getting buzzed or like getting too many drinks in me for the Gopher game. I like being razor sharp focused on the TV. I don't like feeling relaxed by concoction.
You don't like feeling relaxed.
Like during the actual game. Like I like to be like hyper focused on it, I guess. Like I'll have a beer or two at the game, but and there's occasions, right? Like I mean, we were in New Orleans for that Mo Ibrahim Iowa game where he did everything except that one last fumble, and like it was a long night after that. But like during the actual game, I like to keep it together.
It
I
was a
don't know.
long night. It was a long day.
It was a bachelor party. I will preface that all my worst years where I've gotten too far, it's been a bachelor party. And then what's funny? Bachelor parties are a bad omen because we were the Illinois game 2 years ago. We were in Arizona together, and we lost
Yeah.
that. It's another bachelor party. So I can't remember, Max. Were the Gophers even playing on my bachelor party? I think we were off.
They were off. I think you're right.
In yours, they barely
They
squeaked
played
by.
Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not great. Not a great track
So
record.
that Miami, Ohio game, that was way too close for
It was
comfort. If I
super
remember,
Yeah.
it was
Was that not?
crazy.
What year did we lose to Bowling Green? Was that close to that? Was that the following week? Or no?
I
We
think
probably
that
would have
was that
I think that was the year
year.
before.
Oh,
year
was it?
before. Okay.
I believe so. Yeah, I just remember that Miami, Ohio game because we were at a sports book watching it, and they had it on like the littlest screen in the corner
Yeah.
of all the things. And we were just watching our team melt down. We're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to bring this up earlier. So I don't think anyone here was around when we first started. This podcast has been around longer than you would guess. So we
You don't think
used
we're
to
a
have
well-oiled machine?
so we used to have a fourth member on here, our dear friend and still good pal Sammy Bockel. He just
Who's
texted in.
probably
So he's
not
going,
listening to this.
no. So he he texted in here. He's going to the game tomorrow, and so a couple of we have a little backstory that no one probably cares. We all went to high school together, and we're all still very good friends. All been to each other's weddings, yada yada. Have a very tight, close group still. So Sam just texted into our friend group chat here earlier tonight. What's the plan for the Gopher game? Where are we meeting? What's that? Where's their stadium or the parking lot where the bus picks you up? This is the night before the game, people, and this guy's thinking he's gonna go to the state fairgrounds and just get a ride there. And like, I love Sam dearly, but that attitude is why he's no longer on the pod. It's just not putting in the pregame work.
I would love if he showed up to the state fairgrounds and just went, "What? No,
What's going on here?
He's like, but I picture him still like going in and like paying for a
Yeah.
ticket and just being in the middle of like the
Yes.
crowd. He's in front of Annie
Yeah.
Ann's and
Hey, where's the
what's the cookie
shuttle?
place? Yeah, he's like, guys, where are you?
Hmm?
He's going down the big slide.
Sam, I love you. I'm actually
Uh,
drinking the rum I was gifted. I am in his wedding, so I got to watch myself here. No, Sam is the best. I love that guy. It just made me laugh. It's such a Sam thing to be like, last minute,
Yeah.
not be aware of the parking lot we're going to. Anyway, which by the way, who's Dave and Nick? If you're still there, are you guys going to the game tomorrow? And if so, what lot do you guys go to for the opener? But that's always been because the opener. I actually want your guys' opinions on this. I hate the Thursday night opening tradition. I do not like it. I think with the state fair going on, it makes getting to the game a huge pain. And it's a Thursday night where you still have work the next day. I don't like that at all. And yet it's there every year. I would rather us open the year on the road, personally. But that's just how it. I can't make it through a couple years here. No, that's fine. I just wondered. I want to know what people go to. What parking
You
lot do you guys
can
go to? Because I usually use the state fairgrounds like normally. I don't have
you
season tickets for
could
it, but I'm
go
probably at 3 games a year.
Westgate.
Huh? What is that? Is that close?
There is a stop.
I usually go to the one that's by the hospital and campus.
There's one on that's like along the light rail. It's called the Westgate. There's a parking ramp there
Okay.
that you can walk from there too.
We
But I
park at
think
Oak
that's a
Street.
good one.
Okay.
You have to walk like maybe 10-ish minutes, but
That's fine for
or
tomorrow.
take the light rail.
Yeah.
But it's reasonably priced. It's not too crazy. There is construction down there too, so
Yeah, I've always ended up at that one that's like a 15-minute walk. I don't mind it for the opener, but it's like connected to like the hospital parking slash campus. I don't know what it's called. It's by the river, kind of. Not river, but like I'm terrible with names. That's where we end up parking. But anyway, so my plan is I'm sick of like trying to find because the Ohio State game from 2021 or whatever that was the worst because we had to work and then my brother tried to get to the game and we did not. We were in the car for 3 hours trying to find a parking spot and we did not get into the stadium until the start of the second quarter and it was awful. So tomorrow we're both off work at a decent time. We're just eating early and heading out at like 4:30, looking for the best parking spot, and just hanging out downtown. Because um, me and my wife went to the Jerry Kill game, the New Mexico opener, and like they had a bunch of beer tents kind of just set up in like parking lots close to campus. And you just got to go and buy drinks and hang out outside. So that's I'm assuming that's the same thing that's going on this year. So we're just gonna kind of
probably.
do that. But I actually saw your parents at that game too, Spencer.
Oh,
Lovely, lovely people.
I was just looking. I feel like there should be more like bars and restaurants that do shuttles. It looks like Bennett's on West Seventh does. It's $20 a person for round trip. But it feels like there should be more that if you just go and have a drink, take you to
Riverside
the
is the
ride.
park I'm talking about. Thank you, Dave.
Ah, yes,
yeah.
fill that up there.
Yeah. And Dave also mentioned Oak Street. Oak Street's a good lot. I go to school there, and so Oak Street's right next to campus there and by the dorm, so that's a good lot. I do wonder though, I'm sure that it gets packed in there because it's reasonably close to the stadium, Oak Street is. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, they always like block the street parking around campus too, which is kind of annoying. Um, but oh well. Yeah, there's some options. You just got to be willing. I guess you could go into Dinky Town and just hopefully find like street parking there.
Yeah.
But that could be a disaster.
All right. Well, if you guys are still on, feel free to keep going. My 7 month old is awake, and my wife's in the shower, so I gotta deal with that here.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, Max. What do you think? It's
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either.
randomly
Just an
random.
Uber there.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it is tough down there, and it's kind of a weird area where there's not like a easy in and out, especially during game day. But
Right. Well, campus, it's not like a campus like in a city, like it's not like a college town. It's like literally a college town in Minneapolis. So you still get that city hustle and bustle, no parking. So
right,
navigating that is a little tough.
yeah,
So, I mean, the
yeah,
light rail, I guess you could. I mean, the state fairgrounds is a nice thing to do, but obviously can't do that right now. You could somehow park downtown St. Paul, take the light rail all the way from there. That would take some time, but there's options. Or if you're coming from the south, you could park at the mall, go up, switch lines.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
There's options. I wish there was a better. I mean, the state
There should
fairground,
be.
like you said, that is like a nice tailgate option too, just because it is so open. But
Hmm.
obviously, this week it won't work for that. But I do wish there was a better like tailgate spot right at the stadium. Like I know there are lots, but it's expensive, or you have to have
Oh
season
yeah.
tickets.
Yep.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for tomorrow. I can't believe it's already here. I just hope. I mean, I think I saw we were still hovering right around 17-point favorite. It might have gone to 18 actually.
Oh,
So the public, yeah, it's at 17 and a half. So I don't know if we can win by 17, 18. I feel like I'd
I'd
absolutely
be
be happy with that.
pleased. Yeah.
But I do think, like we talked in our preview, it could be one where it's close early and it's a little bit of a back and forth, and then we kind of pull away late. Just
Yeah.
being week one, it's like everyone's kind of figuring it out. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it'll be a good game. Good time to kick back, watch them go for football. You only get 12 of them
I know.
to
I was
savor
already
it.
thinking about that. I was thinking like the last few years, it's like we get so excited for the first game, and then it's like week 8. Like what happened? And
Yeah.
then it's
It's
playoffs, and
over.
it just flies by every year. And it's a lot of
Hmm.
football, but it goes fast. So yeah, just got to enjoy it. And it is kind of nice that I know Curtsy doesn't love the Thursday night games, and I don't. I guess I'm indifferent. I kind of like that it's a night game and we get to be on national TV. Um, but in this year's case, it is nice that we get our game out of the way because this Saturday slate is awesome.
Right.
So that is the benefit, I guess, this year.
Yeah. Also, like on the Thursday night games, all the freshmen get to go for free. It's welcome week. They all just moved into
Yeah,
campus. It's going to be packed from the student section, and that's always fun.
right.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. It is a good opportunity to kind of set the tone, I guess, for the student section.
yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm good to say goodnight if you are, Spencer.
Yep.
I think
I'm
it's been
good.
a successful
Um,
happy hour.
yeah, this was our first Sky Pot happy hour session. If you like this session, leave some comments, like, subscribe, tell your friends, hop on, chat with us. have a beer, have a THC drink, have a snack, whatever fancies you, go for it. We love chatting with you all. Thank you to all that joined today, from Nick, Dave, Yogi was in here, some the Ohio podcast, Turnt Nako, all of you guys. Yeah, thanks for joining us today. Be sure to check out our partners website, thecollegehuddle.com. You can get all things college football there, podcasts, articles, you name it. And obviously you can check us out on there as well. But otherwise, good night. Go Gophers. Can't wait for tomorrow. We'll likely see you tomorrow for an after show, hopefully celebrating the Gopher victory. But otherwise, good night.